I'm interested in hearing yours. Like how long were you in the faith? What was your kind of journey, and then journey out of the antics?
Yeah, I grew up Lutheran in a small town. So basically, I feel like there were like three major churches in our small town that I was aware of. So you could be a Catholic, you could be part of like the new cool church. I don't know what flavor they were, but we were Lutheran. We were just Catholic light. And my dad grew up Catholic.
Catholic light. That's
Catholic
awesome.
light, yeah. My dad grew up Catholic and then became an atheist when he was older, but he's very quiet about it. He's just like a quiet, accepting man in general. My mom obviously grew up in the Lutheran church with her parents, but she's kind of like wishy-washy. She doesn't really think too deeply about, like, she accepts a lot of things on face value. Like, yes, I'm Christian. I grew up Christian, so of course I'm
right.
You just don't question it.
Right.
Don't question it. That's just what we are. But in high school, I think I started realizing like I was different from a lot of people in my small town. Not just in like I wanted to dress weird or whatever, but also like
a little bit of that though.
Oh yeah, a lot of that, but also just like noticing, contradictions, all those things. So my favorite part of my story is that my grandma was the organist at my church, and she and I would sit up in the choir loft during church, and while the sermon was happening, she and I would write notes to each other, like questioning the sermon, questioning the reading that we were doing, going back and forth. And she was really, really open to me kind of seeking. So in college, I got really interested in anthropology, and I was really interested in like the idea that like, oh, people across the world, across all religions, like they believe a lot of the same things. There's almost every single religion. There's don't go around murdering people, don't steal stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's nearly universal, I would say. And I was like, well, why? There must be some underlying truth, whatever. And I pitched it to my anthropology teacher at the time, and he was like, that's not anthropology. You can't go around and compare all of these things and then decide what's right. That's not anthropology. Like, you could go learn and appreciate that thing being that thing, but we're not comparing and saying what's right or wrong, which is fine. But I then was like, okay, well, that's how I'm diving in. And it led down, evolution, the evolution of like neurobrain science and all that kind of stuff. And just kind of putting together, oh, we are all just the same animal. We're going to come to the same conclusions about a lot of things because a lot of it is in our genetic coding. A lot of it is evolution. And I have found it to be like so beautiful and uniting. Like I love the idea that, I don't know, we are actually all the same. We're all stupid monkeys trying to figure it out. And then sometimes we can get together and like howl at the moon together. And I find that beautiful. And so it was like a slow unraveling through college. But I would say by the time I was out of college, I was comfortable telling close friends that I was an atheist. But even after that, you guys go through that period where
it's so funny too, just to interject. I didn't realize that you and I were both on the same level of deconstruction until like a year ago. And I know. We've been friends since we were.
Yeah, because it's such a sensitive thing. Like if
I would never have asked you, where do you stand now?
No.
Because I'd be afraid to.
Right. I wouldn't want it to ruin our friendship. And I feel like atheists are always trying to be careful around people because the assumption is that you're Christian. If you are in America, especially in the Midwest where I am, it's the assumption you're Christian and they're going to share their thoughts and feelings very openly, but we have to be very careful. And so I never would have broached it. I don't think I would.
And that's a statistical thing too. They said that you've got like better odds of being like any other category of person than like atheist is at the bottom of becoming like president. Like,
if
they find out you're atheist, well, you might as well just
Where'd
throw
that
in the
black
towel.
woman go? Let's pick her instead of the atheist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sadly, sad to say. That is,
because you don't have morals, obviously.
As sad as that is by itself, I mean, the fact that has to even be a thing.
You said I can't claim to have morals after I claimed what my morals were.
Yeah, but you're not allowed.
I just did. I can't do it because I did it.
I did it.
Yeah, I just did. So what are you gonna do now, buddy?
What are you gonna do now? Oh my gosh! Yeah, I remember my dad at some family get together. I think it was even at a funeral, like the lunch after a funeral that you have. Another guy in
weird potluck where everyone brings questionable salads.
Yes, they're all salads.
Mushy salads.
They're all mushy salads. My dad was
when the salad have grapes in it. Anyway.
Right. My dad was standing in the corner, and a guy he had known for decades came up and was like really tentative and was like, "Are you like not?" And my dad was like, "No." And he was like, "Oh, good. Okay." And it was really cute because then after that, every family
they have a little bromance.
They have a little bromance. They'd always be off in the corner just watching the religious people do their thing.
So it's interesting on a couple levels to me because one, you'd mentioned like, well, for one, okay, so it was a science. So it was kind of it was a science understanding that, and everybody has a different reason why they have, pulled out, right, of the faith. And so for you, it was more of like a realization of science and biology and that sort of thing. Which
I think that very scientific.
But the biology part was way over my head. I think it's cool that you're like the fact that you almost felt more of a connection with like nature and the animals, like because in the Christian worldview, animals are soulless beasts, and you aren't one of them, right? So it's like once you got past that, you're like, actually, these animals are really freaking cool, and they're
really
like,
cool. They're really intelligent. They're I think killer whales have a larger portion of their brain that's dedicated to like emotion, like connection with each other. So the way they experience like relationships, like friendships, or even like with their children is magnitude to a point that we can't comprehend it. We don't know what that would feel like because their brains are just have so much more energy going to it. Like, that's cool. Well, and why would we just underestimate these cool things?
Dolphins saving pregnant women because they can sense with their sonar abilities that the woman's in distress before she even knows it. Like, it's just crazy the amount of empathy that can be found in the animal kingdom.
I think we sell the whole world short when we look at our fellow animals as beneath us. It's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got to the point where you were starting to deconstruct. Let's finish that.
Oh, yes. So I think that only very recently, because, people pleaser, agreeable woman stuff, have I started to tell people more outright that I'm an atheist and it's okay. And I also feel like...
And I don't always do it well, but I'm still trying.
Because we're human. Oh my God, we're fallible.
Right. Well, we got to self-preserve a little bit, right? It's not always...
We do.
Yeah.
But I do think, to your point about it being more the science that pulled me out, I think that knowing that there were a bunch of contradictions in the book, like I had already looked at the book as like, I don't know, some people back in the day were trying to figure stuff out. That's cool. We don't do a lot of that stuff, but like they were trying. Cool. I already thought that about the Bible, even when I was a believer. And I think I was okay with it because we're sinners or whatever. But when I found the reasoning behind like what was happening, like when I could explain to myself through science, like all the reasons that we feel these things, that we evolved this way, that like even just the misunderstanding of like what evolution is, like that's misrepresented a lot because they use survival of the fittest, which they think is big and tough and I'll punch you if you don't give me your food. But that's the fittest means fit for their environment. If your environment is living around other people, and you're a dick, people won't help you.
So
that's your environment. That's what you're fit for.
That's a good point, because what he was bringing up that like Oh yeah, if you're saying we evolved to help each other, it's only because it was of self-preservation, and unfortunately, that was one of the Richard Dawkins statements that was taken out of context because he had his book, and I can't remember the name of that one particular book.
Is it The God Delusion?
It might have been in The God
Or
Delusion.
The Greatest Show on Earth.
Yeah, it might have been in The God Delusion. I can't remember, but he basically said that essentially that basically we due to self-interest, people we've evolved to where we are, and then of course they took that and ran with it because he was one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and it's like, oh well, see, that just proves it. The only reason why you guys are nice to each other is because you're trying to help yourselves.
But the only reason Christians are nice is to get a cookie.
Right.
We don't get a cookie.
Right.
And we're still
if
being
heaven
nice.
has a cookie, but in order to do that, I have to own slaves or be okay with a God wiping out a nation.
In his defense,
because he's throwing a fit.
Yeah, in his defense, I would add that when I was a Christian, I truly believed that when I left the faith, I would become an absolute monster. And honestly, I went through a phase where I was mentally, because my whole the cookie thing, right? Where it's like the only reason I'm good is because I'm here to please a divine being. And if I leave and no longer have that cookie, a carrot, I will just become my own sinful, horrific self and just go on a mass.
But it also doesn't make any sense, because if I wanted to sin a bunch, I would want to say, oh, Jesus, forgive me.
Right.
Cookie.
Right.
Well, yeah, all you have to do is
that's the beautiful safety net
after.
Yeah,
then you can just be Jeffrey Dahmer and kill people your whole life, and then repent in prison, and then go to heaven. And then all those people that you killed, well, I guess maybe not because they were gay.
Also, oh my God, there are 17 tangents I want to go on. But the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, because I do believe in rehabilitation and whatever. Maybe not if you're a serial killer, I don't know, we'll just put you somewhere safe.
Right.
Put you over there. Exactly. But rehabilitation focused, imprisonment is always more successful, is always more humane. It is actually the thing that we should do. And if we're thinking about justice and even mercy, I think that is a great example. But if you just get to kill a bunch of people and then feel bad and then go straight to heaven, I don't know. I don't understand
why
you're okay with that. But you
get to kill people and say sorry and go to heaven, but I go to hell because I'm not convinced your God is real.
But the same people that are cool with that, don't want rehabilitation for prisoners. They want them to suffer. But Jeffrey Dahmer doesn't need to suffer because he said the magic words.
Right. Said the magic words. Well, we do have another guest in the box here, but I do want to give you a chance to kind of actually.
I'm excited to hear more stories.
Do you want to stay on, or do you want us to drop you down while we bring her up? What do you want to do?
Oh, drop me, because I'm going to be way too distracting, but I'll be listening.